G'day and welcome back to our French Entente campaign in Hearts of Iron 4. So world tension is up high enough now thanks to Japan. So hopefully if Germany tries to do anything to Poland, the Allies will come in to defend. I assume that will actually happen. So we are not going to do the Polish guarantee because we still need to push all the way down to army reform to get rid of our victors of the Great War malice. And we need to get down to here to get rid of our disjointed government malice. So yeah, we're not ready for the war yet. In a year, we should be able to kick out, how many? 5? 75 over 30? Yeah, right. We should get it through 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't get to army reform. Now the question is, do we want to go for here? I think we do. So we'll finish this one. Get those two, and then we'll be down to motorized focus within a year. Then we'll do defensive stratagems, then we'll do the auto mitrailleuses and army reform, and then probably start on the air focus after that. And we are going to need to store up political power so that when the war starts we can switch over to probably war economy. Well, total mobilisation with not closed economy, probably limit, I don't know. We'll see what we have the points for and how it shakes out when that comes up. Alright, these guys are looking fine, so we do need to train more infantry as well. Give us 40 total. 45 that we've made. Well, there's no manpower left after that. That suck up the last one. No, none there. Because the green bar takes no notice of manpower. So we'll keep that on 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, then we've got 11k to spare. So yes, as soon as we go to war, we're going to need to do some conscription. Extensive, costs 150. Increases training time. I guess we'll probably go to that, because I don't think we're going to have the 300 political power for service by requirement at the start of the war. We do need to get rid of disjointed government as soon as we can. And yeah, move the Spanish front over to the Italian front, because these guys are now communist, much like we will hopefully be soon. And when that finishes, world tension should stay over 25, should go up a bit. Is it like 4% usually? 9%. Can't remember. As soon as they take Coruña, we will find out. Research is done. It's 38. Weapons 2, I'll be fine with going ahead of time that far to get it, because we need to start actually manufacturing it before the war. We are 20k up, so yeah, that's fine. A lot more Germans on our front line now. So I did take a look at this in between videos. He has been building up his civilian factories. He's still got more military factories than us. He's probably still got a larger army as well. He's got more planes. He's got fewer convoy ships, and he's got a smaller navy. So we're fine on the naval front, as you'd expect. Everywhere else, not so great though. Alright, that was our research speed. Do you want to do decryption? It's going to be 39 soon. We just need to boost our output as soon as we can. So once improved artillery is done, we'll switch over the production of them and go for the other industrial research. You just got to worry about what they're doing here. Army innovations. Okay. Alright, improved artillery done. That one's way too far ahead, so we're going to go for the production efficiency cap increase. And what's the other thing we're doing? Switching over towed artillery to improved artillery. 3 per day, 1500 upgrade. Doesn't tell us how long that's going to take, does it? Alright, our government is strengthened. So we can't do defensive stratagems for 365 days. So 1st of July next year, We're going to go for the extra research slot then. I like seeing this green across this part of the board at least. Got spare convoys. Got no call for CAS, and we haven't made any yet. Still not making any planes. Alright, there's support weapons. That's fine. Mountaineers, no. Guess we could start doing this stuff. Not going to do any of the land doctrine until we get rid of the malice. Artillery. It's 1940, no. Armour in 39, it's too soon for. Support battalions. Yep. Going to want the engineers. And actually, we want to... Well, we can't edit it yet because we haven't done any battles. Alright. Be one of the first things we want to do is add an engineering company into the infantry, so they don't go through the infantry equipment too quickly. Why would you even have that down there? When are you not using 100% of your factories to build stuff? Still got a little building up to do, because we have no extra civilian factories. If you knock out the civilians first, you can build these a lot faster, which is why I usually do it. We're expecting to need all of our production up and running ASAP though. I'm not going to put extra factories into this. We are starting to make fighters now, so that's good. Making 4 per day, coming up to, say, probably 6 per day at the cap. What's that divided by 6? 200 days. Okay. Oh, Poland's going to feel some pain. Germany's Anschluss was the last thing. Jesus. Well, we're still trying to take Coruña down there. Hopefully before he declares on Poland, since they're not guaranteed. Probably in Spain has military access, because, you know, that's useful to them. Oh, here we go. The British be damned. France supports her friends. We need to do this. We lose political power. Our opinion of Germany goes down. Czechoslovakia get us offering support. And Germans get focus war goal against Czechoslovakia. Alright, fine. Free world is depending on us. There's our jet effort. Push into the extra research slot. Be mid-November that finishes. So we'll probably do a 39 tech. Like what? Already doing them. Don't care about the repair speed yet. 1940, you go for that so you can get that one out early. No. Don't know what we'll go for next then. Can't do the doctrine yet. Yep, there goes Czechoslovakia. Alright, here's the start of the war then. These guys don't like it because it's fortified. But we need to push in on them ASAP. Actually, we'll stand here and see if they attack us while we wait for these extra infantry to come out. They're going to pop out in Lorraine. They're at 100% already. Let's make that the only lot. Ditto with them. 1st of October for that lot. We can deploy units. Yeah, I've already set that. We're not going to accept his call to arms until the rest of our guys are ready. So these guys need to join this army. Jump on the front line. Poor little Czechoslovakia. Look at him losing everywhere there already. Alright, the first... When do we automatically decline? 15th. Okay, so we're just going to wait for our tanks to be ready. There's probably a little point in that. Let's get the Germans coming. We accept the call. So there's the German-Czechoslovakian War. Our numbers look favourable compared to him. He's lost 13 men to Czechoslovakia's 1,000. So, yeah, there's that. And Italy have joined the Axis. I knew they would go and do that now. Germany's called Ilian. These guys should be nicely spread out with their, hopefully, decent entrenchment. 30% bonus. Okay, we're not going to let them move. We're just going to hold the line against Italy. Whereas these guys, we would love to be able to see how many men they actually have there. There goes the end of that, yeah. Brought it up by 8%. We can't invite them to faction because different ideology and the war that we're in now. It's fine, wouldn't have been able to anyway. Right, it is the morning of the 1st of October. So, are our... Yes, they're out. This manpower is going to go to reinforcing our guys. Looks like Czechoslovakia is holding them back there for now. But we need all of these guys ready to go. Looks like most of them are. Go down to the bottom of the list. The new guys obviously don't have the preparation bonus. Tanks are in the lines already. Alright, it's going to be our best chance. Let's kick this war off. Looks like we're going to actually be able to take his fort. What are they? Level 3 compared to our level 10. So yeah, the Siegfried line is nowhere as tough as the Maginot line. Ooh, we don't want to see that going red. But we are going to use tanks or mobile infantry or whoever we can to push up through up to this, at least across the river, I guess, somewhere. Taking Frankfurt early would be nice. Czechoslovakia is the war leader. They'll capitulate pretty quickly though. Participation. They've still got 82% from the bombing they've done. Which reminds us, these guys are turned on. We pulled out a couple. Tell them to just do normal operations before we forget. Tactical bombers will actually just go at night time so they don't get shot down as quickly. Alright, it's a bit iffy down this corner. He does have a fort there. Pretty sure... No, they do. Oh, there it is, hiding in the corner. Alright. I think we just pushed forward a little. Yeah, taking a bit of the Siegfried line. Holy crap. Alright. Well, I have to worry about the Italians. Let's just push forward over to Munich. The Italians, I assume, aren't stupid enough to attack us in the mountains. This province is fortified as well. So we're just going to keep them there. Just keep Italy on a holding pattern while we try and rush up to Berlin. Pretty sure we're going to have to take every major city here. Vienna, Munich, Frankfurt, Berlin to get them to capitulate. He's on 90% right from the start of the game. Alright, we're going to have trouble getting through there, possibly. Let's wait for our guys to come up then. Attacking across the river. Brilliant plan there. Alright, this should be an easy victory. Why are we losing? It's really dug in. Then Kukwo is capitulated. Alright, we're just going to let the AI handle this for a bit. Don't really want to touch it and start taking losses we don't need to take. Although, pushing out into the plains, if we see little bits like that where we can get the tanks to do something more useful, then we'll grab them and do that. We're about to take Munich. You have to be careful with the edges of this front once it hits the Italian border. Alright, doing our northward push, which means these guys will start standing still while these guys sweep around to the east. Northern Africa is not too good for us. Alright, that's our extra research slot, so we're hoping to finish that before everything else came in. We could do the Polish guarantee now. If Germany declares on them, that would drag them into our war. You know what? Well, that could also drag us to war with the Soviet Union, so no. Just go for our aggressive focus. Start pushing towards getting rid of whichever thing it was. Alright. Infantry. Weapons are okay. It's 38, so I'm not going to go any further ahead of time. No. Decryption could be actually the best thing to do right now. Yep. Alright, let's find out more about the Germans that we're fighting. Don't like seeing all these question marks across the line. Czechoslovakia's capitulated. The Germans take Memel from Lithuania. Just a little bit of Czechoslovakia left. Carpathian Ruthenia. Alright, well, the Romanians should be helping out. Yugoslavia is going to fall to the Germans. That's where they are soaking up a lot of the German army so that we can push forward faster. Hopefully we're not trying to push into Italy too much. Feel free to not attack him in the Alps. Yeah, they're going to keep trying to do that. That's going to be annoying. Going to take a lot of losses down there because we can't tell them to stop doing that without resetting this whole thing. Alright, next up. Keep pushing forward. Bit of a holding pattern down there. Could be okay. As long as we focus on taking this northern section. He somehow still has supply. I need to free up these guys, so we need to make sure he dies. They're all fighting him. Probably... oh, crap. Well, we don't have political power to sort out our manpower because I had the 100 political power loss right before the war started. What is that in there? State owner. It was Czechoslovakia. Okay, so we gave it back to him. There's some tanks I was looking for. If you cancel that offensive. It's mountains. Yeah, alright. We'll try and push on to Prague. Germany is at 72%, so we really just need to grab the major cities as quickly as we can. Hills between the mountains there. Get the tanks to go up to Berlin, possibly. Depending on how tough the fighting is around there. Alright, freed up those guys. Pushing through some of his tanks up here. Alright, let's rush Hanover. Should be worth 10 victory points. Good. I was wondering when the reinforcements are going to arrive up there. He's still got high organisation all around the place, so the only reason we're doing so well is because these guys are soaking up so many of the Nazi armies. Which means as soon as they capitulate, we're going to be on the one front and have to really start dealing with it. At least we can see what the Italians are doing. They are throwing men at us to, say, to no avail. Make sure we keep that. Gonna need a few more guys there. Need the manpower. Which means we should stop doing a national focus until we have the political power to support it. Not going to take any expeditionary forces because we have no manpower to hold them. He's doing a bit of a counterattack there for a sec. Alright, we need to win that. He's waiting on organisation. This guy can attack up here. That should work. Or these hills look like plains. There's the plains there. Alright, pull him back now. So there's our engineers. What do we have? We have these guys actually in the field to make the reconnaissance more effective. As the tank charges into the plains where he's actually going to be useful. Then come up here through to Magdeburg, hopefully. Alright, charge straight past there. He's got very poor organisation around there. And get this guy out of Magdeburg quickly would be nice. Alright, make sure we open this up on the extra fronts. Two of these guys push in there as well. Battle for Hanover was a loss. But, for some reason, he's left this undefended. Get a nice little encirclement on these guys. There we go. So don't get the encirclement bonus for a while. But at least this is going to really hurt him when we push in. His organisation shouldn't come up now that he is out of supply. We'll free up a lot of guys. The otherwise stand around the front. We got 9 divisions were there. Alright, they'll all start redeploying. Except for some of these guys. Not the tanks. See, our manpower's so bad the tanks have almost been destroyed. Alright, what do we need? He's attacking in. This guy needs to attack in. And get this guy in to make sure that that'll come out in our favour. Resistance, occupation, and aggressive. Alright, so we're not going to do any focus tree stuff for a while until we've... What can we do here? Chief of Army is actually cheaper. Let's go for our offensive, and then we'll wait to get the rest up for our conscription. Alright, don't tell us about that. Resistance to occupation. Yes, the Germans will be gentlest, just to be able to keep using their factories. So we are knocking out the fighters and the close air support. We should actually have some. Where are our CAS? We've got 14. Alright, let's go ahead and grab which airport would be the closest. Right up here. Although, be useful here for longer. So, we want the close air support in. Oh, we don't have the manpower to do it, of course. Alright. Well, I'm going to take a short break here because it's going well at the moment. So, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I hope to see you again soon for, hopefully, our conversion to a communist country. See you again soon.